Imagine a solar system with more than just the 8 planets we know of today. Throughout history, astronomers have speculated about additional planets, hypothetical worlds that could have existed but were never discovered. From scorched planets too close to the Sun, to giant frozen planets lurking far beyond Pluto. Although never found, these speculative solar system objects have added a layer of mystery to our cosmic neighbourhood. But what if all of these hypothetical planets did exist? How would their existence reshape the solar system we know? What kind of cosmic neighbourhood would we find ourselves in? You are watching V101 Space. My name is Rob, and if you enjoy my videos, then tap the like button and subscribe for much more to come. For thousands of years, the planets visible to us, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter and Saturn, made up the solar system, along with the Sun, the Moon and of course Earth. But when the scientific revolution led to the discovery of the invisible planets, Uranus and Neptune in the 19th century, scientists of the time began to believe that there must be other hidden worlds waiting to be discovered. Starting from the Sun and working our way outwards, the first hypothetical planet is Vulcan, a scorched, barren, hellish world. Vulcan was first proposed in the 19th century as a solution to the peculiarities in Mercury's orbit that couldn't be explained by Newtonian physics alone. Believed to exist closer to the Sun than Mercury, Vulcan was thought to be a small, rocky planet, enduring extreme temperatures and intense solar radiation. While the theory of Vulcan was eventually disproven by the arrival of Einstein's theory of general relativity, which accounted for Mercury's orbital anomalies, the idea of this elusive planet certainly captured the imagination of astronomers at the time. Some even claimed to have observed it, but of course they did not, because it does not exist. If Vulcan did exist, however, its presence would likely not alter the inner solar system that dramatically. It was, after all, only predicted to be a world about half the size of Mercury, meaning it wouldn't have a large enough mass to cause any major orbital changes to the other inner planets. Visually, Vulcan would be a fascinating yet inhospitable world. The intense heat from the Sun would make it barren, possibly causing a molten landscape with a surface temperature likely far exceeding that of Mercury. It might have been covered in a sea of molten rock, with towering volcanic features, and its sky would be dominated by the Sun, filling much of its horizon, creating an eternal, fiery twilight. During the last few hundred years, many hypothetical planets have been proposed, but the idea of the next one was developed thousands of years ago, in the 5th century BC. Called the Counterar, this once believed planet, also known as Antichthon to the ancient Greek philosophers, was imagined to exist on the exact opposite side of the Sun from Earth, locked in a perfect orbit so that it remains hidden from our view. Early Greek philosophers suggested that this planet could balance Earth's existence, creating a cosmic harmony. However, if a counter-Earth did exist, it would have profound effects on the dynamics of our solar system. Sharing Earth's orbit would mean the two planets are in a delicate gravitational equilibrium, their pulls on each other perfectly balanced by the Sun's gravity. Any disturbance, for example, such as a massive comet passing nearby or gravitational influences from the other planets, would disrupt this balance, possibly leading to collisions or chaotic shifts in their orbits. The existence of such a planet could also influence the orbits of the Moon, asteroids, and even Mars, adding even more complexity to the gravitational interactions within the inner solar system. This dual planet scenario might have even resulted in more frequent and intense asteroid impacts on both Earth and the counter-Earth, due to gravitational disturbances, possibly causing the extinction of life as we know it. Visually, a counter-Earth might be a mirror image of our own planet, with similar landscapes, climates, and maybe even life. However, if the original idea was correct, it would remain forever hidden from our direct observation behind the Sun. The existence of such a planet would make our solar system eerily symmetrical, yet fraught with instability. One of the most popular places in the solar system for the location of hypothetical planets is the region between Mars and Jupiter. One such world was named Planet V, a Mars-sized fifth rocky planet from the Sun. Based on simulations run in 2002 of our solar system, some researchers believe that another rocky planet formed, along with Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. It began in a stable orbit around the Sun, but over a period of 600 million years, gravitational influences from the other inner planets changed Planet V's orbit, causing it to cross into the asteroid belt. This scattered the asteroids, sending many of them tumbling inwards, which eventually caused most of the craters we see on all of the inner planets and the Moon. An event that happened about 4 billion years ago and is called the Late Heavy Bombardment. As for Planet V, it was either slung out of the solar system or slowly fell into the Sun. Another simulation proposed that if Planet V was much smaller, it could have crashed into Mars, forming the red planet's massive Borealis basin, which covers about 40% of its surface. Rather than dragging any asteroids out of orbit, the debris from the impact could be responsible for the Late Heavy Bombardment. However, while it's a fascinating hypothesis, Planet V is still just that. But if Planet V did exist, and somehow managed to stay in a stable orbit, then the inner solar system may have been a very different looking place. Because its gravitational presence may have led to fewer asteroids being scattered towards the inner planets, meaning fewer asteroid impacts on Earth, potentially changing the course of life's evolution. With a Planet V, we may never have existed. Visually, who knows what Planet V would have looked like? However, if it did exist, it would have been rocky, and so maybe shared a similar appearance to Mars, with a surface marked by ancient craters and deep valleys. Although it would have been fascinating for the solar system to have 5 rocky worlds, the lack of evidence for Planet V means we will likely never know if such a world did exist. Another popular location for hypothetical planets is the region beyond Neptune, and the two most intriguing are Planet X and, of course, Planet 9. The search for Planet X began in the early 20th century, driven by perceived anomalies in the orbits of Uranus and Neptune. Although this search led to the discovery of Pluto, the idea of a more massive, distant planet persisted. In recent years, the concept has evolved into the search for Planet 9, a large, possibly Neptune-sized planet theorized to exist in the farthest reaches of the solar system. Evidence for such a planet comes from the unusual orbits of several distant objects beyond Pluto, in regions called the Kuiper Belt and the Scattered Disk, indicating a hidden gravitational influence. Visually, Planet X or Planet 9 would likely be a cold, dark world, composed of ice and gas, with a blush or greyish hue due to its distance from the Sun. It would be located so far from the Sun that it would receive only a fraction of the sunlight that reaches Earth, making it very difficult to observe directly. The discovery of such a planet, however, would redefine our understanding of the solar system's boundaries. And what's exciting about Planet 9 at least, is that astronomers are actively searching for it today. And so this current hypothetical planet might one day be confirmed as being real. And so the final hypothetical planet we will look at is called Tyche, another world that was proposed in 1999 to exist in the far reaches of the solar system, within the Oort Cloud, a shell of icy objects that surrounds the entire solar system. Named after the Greek goddess of fortune, Tyche was suggested by some astronomers to explain the unusual patterns observed in the distribution of comets entering the inner solar system. If Tyche did exist, then it would be a large gas giant, bigger than Jupiter, whose powerful gravity influenced the icy comets that tumbled around the Oort Cloud, altering their paths and nudging them towards the Sun. Attempting to explain why comets come from random points in the sky. According to the hypothesis, Tyche may even be a brown dwarf or failed star, and it could have been captured by the Sun. However, while the idea of Tyche offered an intriguing explanation for certain cosmic phenomena, it of course remains speculative and unconfirmed. No such planet or failed star has ever been observed. The lack of observational evidence, combined with improved models of the outer solar system, has led most astronomers to dismiss the idea of Tyche. In a solar system where all of these hypothetical planets exist, we would see 7 rocky inner planets and 7 outer giant planets. Our cosmic neighbourhood would be far more complex and perhaps even chaotic. The interactions between these additional worlds and the known planets could lead to new gravitational balances, shifting orbits and causing unpredictable events that might reshape the entire solar system over time. While these planets remain the stuff of theory and imagination, pondering their existence, however, deepens our appreciation for the delicate balance and intrinsic beauty of the solar system we call home. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then remember to like and subscribe for much more to come. And if you would like to support my channel even further, then why not buy me a coffee? A small donation goes a long way and helps me improve what I am attempting to build. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.